This year was a lot, so I thought I'd make the last video of the year about how I brought my art channel back to life after a steady decline, and how the emergence of AI art affected me as an artist, and about my goals and aspirations for the next year. This video is also a kind of a yearly art tour at the same time. My plan for this year was to post more often on this channel. Not every week, but every week and a half on average, so about 39 videos. And this video is number 45, so I was even more consistent than I planned to be. I'm not counting YouTube shorts as videos here. I think I posted about 50 of them. I decided early on this year that I really need to focus if I want to make this work. I divided my videos onto 2 channels a few years ago because the real-time, no-talking ASMR art videos were not really hitting the same audience as the narrated, sped-up art videos. But then I realized that dividing my time and energy between 2 channels was hindering both of them. So I needed to choose one and work on that consistently. And I chose this channel. Going back a few years, I was feeling it, especially once the pandemic started. I know a lot of people started making content during the pandemic and were able to succeed fast because people were watching more and interested in hobbies you could do at home. But I was in a slump at that time. I could not focus on my day job and the 2 channels at the same time, while everything was so uncertain and we didn't know what was coming. So I did videos more sporadically and mostly on the ASMR channel because those felt easier for me to do. And a lot of them were diamond painting or coloring, so I didn't even make art that often in general. I feel like I wasted what could have been a good momentum on this channel in 2020 and 2021, but I just wasn't functional enough at the time to do everything at the same time. And of course, once the world started opening up again, YouTube took a slump back down because people were watching less. And I've been trying to get out of that slump by just consistently making stuff and trying to be somewhat strategic about the video topics. Although I do also just make videos I want to make, not only ones I think people would most want to watch. I've made both videos and paintings that took a lot of time and effort, and also faster, less effort videos in between. In general, the higher effort paintings do worse, but they're beneficial for me for getting to do the kind of art and video ideas I want to do, but they might be a little less accessible to a larger group of people and maybe won't interest that many of them. So I can't do them often. Whereas the videos that did well were mostly fast to film and not especially hard to edit. But if I kept making those kinds of videos all the time, I think I'd lose interest too fast. So I'm trying to keep a balance and keep this interesting for me in the long term. I want to do the more challenging video ideas from time to time, and hopefully one day I'll find some format that also interests more people. Now, at the end of 2023, I can look back at these last few years, realizing there was more going on with me mentally and emotionally than just the pandemic. The pandemic probably amplified it, but it was also the work environment I was in and some personal stuff. Hanging on to things for too long when I should have ended them much earlier. But this year I've made huge progress on realizing what the problem was and dealing with those things and healing. So I don't feel like I'm living in that in-between state as much anymore, and instead of things just happening to me and waiting for something, I can slowly go towards the things I want to happen. In terms of analytics on this channel, views more than doubled compared to last year. I made almost 3 times the new subscribers compared to last year, and revenue more than doubled. Now, I'll admit a lot of it was due to one outlier video, and it has not translated into higher baseline views for new videos. It's more so trickling down to certain other videos, but I'll take it. I know now what kind of videos I should do to grow this channel faster, but I also know if I only did them, I'd burn out and crash this channel down faster. I had planned out multiple videos about print on demand and editing your art for merch this year, but then the flooding of AI images and the print on demand companies pushing fees to artists with the new tier systems, I thought it wasn't the best topic to make tutorial videos about, so I only made 2 of them all year. So far, I haven't noticed much difference in my own sales though. But I figured that no matter what happens with selling print-on-demand art prints and merch, AI still doesn't replace making art yourself. People still want to create things with their own hands. So I've leaned more towards traditional art videos. I'll still make the editing and print-on-demand videos from time to time, but just less often than I planned to. I sometimes include my art and YouTube goals or business goals for the next year in these videos and then end up not doing them because I come up with new ideas during the year. So let's say that rather than goals, these are things I've thought about before and then buried them, and lately I've been thinking about them again. And I'm at least going to consider and research them more in the next year and see which one makes the most sense to do next. I've been thinking about selling original art. Coming back to the AI thing, you can't make handmade art with AI. I did already start thinking about what types of products they'd be and the materials. The main things holding me back are shipping internationally and tracking, getting the taxes right, and which platform to use for the shop, which are things you don't need to consider as much yourself when you're selling print-on-demand or digital products. Another thing I'm thinking about is making online art classes where the videos wouldn't need to be edited for YouTube retention, meaning they don't have to be as cut down and sped up. They could be more thorough. But again, many things to consider there. Would it be individual classes or a membership site with a monthly fee? My own website or an existing platform. Also, this is becoming more like a wish list now, but related to this, if I'd have the online classes on my own website, I'd like to redo my blog at some point. So I'd actually be more motivated to continue making blog posts again. And preferably so that I could have a shop on the same website with the blog. The current blog setup doesn't really allow for that. I just have the cheapest setup I could do when I started years ago. But again, I don't know if that will be this coming year. And one more thing I've been thinking about is live streaming. Can I figure out a way that it's going to work for me? Right now, the filming gear I have is not really suitable for live streaming. So I think I'd need to do some upgrades before I'd even be able to try it. In terms of this channel, I actually want to make more seasonal searchable videos like basic drawing and painting tutorials for different holidays and seasons, because I'm seeing certain old ones get traction every year, so it makes sense to add more to that inventory or library of seasonal videos. And also, I don't do anniversary videos for this channel or a dedicated video for my birthday, and I'd like to add traditions like that, or at least try it once even if I don't make it a yearly thing. It makes it easier to plan out the coming videos when I know what holidays and events are coming up, and I'll have a list of video ideas for that holiday that I can choose from and start planning in more detail in advance. And another type of video format I've been wanting to add is videos like this, where I talk about an art, YouTube or business topic with just the speed painting in the background. But sometimes the holidays are a dark time. So if you're going through that, here's a video on how to stay creative while feeling sad. See you there. Happy New Year!